Good afternoon, everyone. It's your boy Shad Talks Graps, and we are back for another installment of the Sunday Spotlight. We live today, baby. We live today. Normally these joints be pre-recorded, but we're live today. We got a special show out the gate. And Clark, how you doing, man?
Bro, I'm stoked to be here. I did the daily today, but I was looking forward to this one all day. We got intense action wrestling in the building, all the way from the
Yes,
DMV.
sir.
I love doing that. I get to hit that like a few times a week with Shoddy when I introduce you on other shows. But man, am I fired up to be here. We got not one, not two, but three sweet guests riding with us. Let's get it going.
Yeah, man. We got a packed show, and yeah, intense action wrestling. We got the good brothers from IAW over here. They got a crazy, crazy card next week. I'm gonna be in the building for it. It's in Manassas, Virginia. And man, let's get the guests right here out the gate, man. Let's introduce them first and foremost. The man who is the leader at IAW, my dog Tony G. How you doing, bro?
Hey, I'm doing wonderful. Thank you for having me. Appreciate the opportunity to be here to discuss IAW, to be here with Rashad. He's been supporting us since day one. Mark, thank you for having us in the building. We just excited to be here and just share with the world about intense action wrestling along with our upcoming show.
For sure, man, and no doubt, bro. I stumbled across IAW randomly on Facebook one time. I went to one of the first shows last year, and I had an absolute blast. I got to connect with you, and man, it's great stuff. Uh, Second on the docket, we got somebody else who's part of the IAW family, someone who does a lot of the promotional aspects of it. The homie Nick Russo. How are you doing, Nick?
Hey guys, how you doing today? It's an honor to be here with you.
Absolutely.
No
It's good
doubt,
to
man.
have
It is
you.
an honor to
No
have you as
question.
well.
Chilling in
And then
really
Clark, I will
really
let you
cold
introduce
Western New
the.
York right now.
Go ahead.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, just chilling
No, I was
in.
gonna say I'm gonna get my mic situated real quick.
Yeah, I got us here. Sorry, I'll take over for a second. It is so good to have you, Nick and
Oh,
Tony, by the way. First time meeting you both, but Shad has said all great things. I'm fired up. IAW is to the moon in my eyes when it comes down to it. It's awesome to have you on the show. It's great to have you here, but we've also got one more guest I got to introduce before Shoddy gets his mic issues figured out. And it's really not about that, though, because you can only have so many legends on one show. And we've got a crew of them. There's only one who's got it in his name, and that's Irvin Legend. What's going on, my friend? How are you?
What up? What up? Thank you for having me on here to honor. I'm excited about this. I love podcasts.
Absolutely. It's good to have you. And Monster shout out Chicago. Both of us Chicago guys.
Yep, Shot Town. Yep.
Chi-Town, the Windy City.
Yes,
Good to
sir.
have you back. I'm gonna bring Shoddy back in. It looks like he's got his mic figured out, and I will come back and chat with y'all very, very soon. But I'm gonna remove myself.
For sure, for sure. Can y'all hear me clearly?
Yep.
yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay, perfect. We back in. Yeah, man. Thank you, Clark. Me and him are definitely gonna be navigating through this show together. And yeah, man, IAW Intense Action Wrestling. We got a special card next week, man. And I'm super excited for it. When Tony told me about it a little bit earlier prior to it, I got stoked, man. Y'all got a lot of crazy matches on the card. And I kind of want to first and foremost just start off about IAW in general before we get to the card. Obviously, the card is Quest for Gold. So a lot of, titles, will they be changing? Will they not be changing? We're going to have to wait and see. But I want to first ask you, I'm going to open up the forum to you, Tony. Um,
Absolutely.
Tell us a little bit about IAW, just the whereabouts of how y'all started it and what kind of y'all mission statement is for it exactly.
Absolutely. So IAW, for first and foremost, I've been promoting for about 10 years now. I had a previous company back in 2014. And then I took a little hiatus about 7 years, and then I still was getting that itch, and I was getting that itch. Just seeing a lot of indie promotions formulating some of the talent that I've been watching since then. Just doing their thing and just showing off and showcasing what they can do. And I was getting that itch, and then I had another partner of mine who's also by the name of Nick, not this Nick, but he talked with me and told me, "Hey, you interested in doing it again?" And at first, I was just like, "I don't know." But then I gave it some hard thought, and I said, I really miss this. And I want to say back in 2021, Intense Action Wrestling was formed, and we put our first show together last year, July, and here we are. It's been a monumental moment because after being gone for so long, I wasn't sure how it would be. Like I said, I was gone for 7 years. I wasn't sure how that feel would be. But when it happened, it just was explosive. And I was just like, you know what? We got to continue this. And so, here we are. This is our fourth show, Quest for Gold Part 2 next week. And, we're here for the long run, for the long haul. We got a lot of great talent in the building, and I'm just excited for it. I know the guys are excited for it. So I'm just super stoked. I'm ready for it. Trust me, I got goosebumps over here. Just like, oh, is it time yet? Is it time yet? But IEW definitely is. It's like the second coming for me, but I believe so much into this company to the point, I'm doing everything I can to make sure, we continue to give the fans in Northern Virginia, DMV area, another great indie promotion and just doing their thing.
No, for sure. And I think that's one of the things that really I appreciate, being from the DMV, right? Being from right down the road from where y'all be having these shows, like literally like 10 minutes down the road from where I'm living right now is where y'all are having a show in Manassas. And it's great to see, man. Like, I feel like you guys do a phenomenal job, booking the shows with displaying a lot of incredible independent talents throughout the area and even outside of Northern Virginia and the DMV. Like, there's a lot of talents, from Baltimore that you don't have and other areas. We got a wrestler who's from by way of Chicago, also living in the 757. So it's great to see, man. I gotta ask you, Irvin Legend, man. You are a wrestler who is on the card this upcoming weekend.
Mhm.
Give the people at Wrestling Republic and the fans in the comments, kind of tell us about yourself. What got you into professional wrestling, and what do you bring to the world of professional wrestling as a talent?
As a talent, every time I step in the ring, I give it my all. Whether it's whether I'm feeling well or not, you know what I'm saying. That's heart gets you a long way. Like where I'm from, you know what I'm saying. Being from Chicago, you got heart that means something. So I'm in the ring. Everybody sees that. There's never going to be an Urban Legend match where someone goes, "Oh, he didn't give it his all in that match." As far as what got me into the business, I mean, from where I'm from, the streets, the hardships, the tragedies, all that made me into who I am today. So when I'm in the ring, all that I've been through, I use that as fuel. So that's what makes me different. I use my real life experiences to tell stories in and outside the ring.
Got you. Nah, and I definitely see that. Uh, you from the matches I've seen you have thus far, like you definitely bring that to the ring and whatnot. So it's dope to see. You got yourself a tough matchup next week, though, man. And I kind of want to touch on that before we, continue. Obviously, talk about the card. You versus Ja Cole, man. What are your thoughts to your opponent? What does he have to worry about next week going against you?
I've been watching him from a long time, all the way when he was in AIWF in the Carolinas. We never formally got to work. So I'm excited for this match to finally happen. But I would tell you this, from this point on, Jai Cole has had some great matches, formidable opponents, but I'm not like any other opponent he's ever faced. And I believe his logo is a lion. He says he has the heart of a lion. He has heart. Well, we're going to see how much heart you have, next Saturday. We're going to see if you can hang in the ring with me. You got to prove something to me. That's how this
Hey, I
goes.
like
I'm an
That
outsider here. This is your home turf, and I'm trying to take it away from you. So you got something.
that's a strong message.
that. You gonna have to clip that for the your IG because I think he's gonna if y'all in the comments tag Jai Cole so he knows what's up. I'm excited for that match. That's one of the matches I'm most excited
I
for.
clipped it. I just had to say that. We're good.
I want to ask Nick, man. We spoke a little bit before that, and obviously you got a very important job here at IAW. Can you talk to me a little bit about what goes with, the ins and outs of when you look at a card like Quest for Gold 2? How do you come up and build these concepts and build these matches going in for this card we got coming up?
You brought up the point. We had this conversation a little earlier before we went live today, and to me it makes my job easy when I got a locker room like I got here at IAW. I would stand this locker room up against any locker room anywhere in the country, hands down. I saw it when I walked in day one. And that's part of the reason, as the partnership with Tony built and grew, that's why the conversation happened for me to be in the position that I'm in, because this locker room is special. We talked about Jai and Irv's match, and Jai is an apartment building with dreadlocks. Let's be real. He's a giant dude who moves like a gazelle. So I knew full well going in that there had to be someone. It may not be size for size, it may not be strength for strength, but had the heart to stand across from somebody like Jai. And I'm not saying it because he's on this show with us today, but if I was a betting man, it'd be damn hard to bet against Irv. There's a lot of work that goes into it, but if you trust your locker room and your locker room has trust in you, man, you can create something special.
Nah, for sure. I definitely I'm excited for it. And to your point, you spoke a lot about the locker room itself, and I gotta give kudos to the locker room, man. Like the talent that I've got to see at these past shows, I've honestly become a fan of as just a wrestling fan since then. And there's a match that just got announced that I'm very excited for. Everybody here in Wrestling Republic knows that Mr. Amazing is basically a member of Wrestling Republic. He just hasn't got the T-shirt yet because Clark hasn't
I'm
shipped it out
jumping
to
in,
him, right?
friend of
But
the show. No, I've got the
family of
Mr.
the
Amazing
show.
T-shirt. He's the man.
He does
Family
have
of the show. Mr. Amazing and Taylor Brooks, monster shout out. I have to say that. I'll jump back out. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt.
But he's got a big time match coming up against one Isaiah Frazier, who is very, very cocky. And I done seen him, that's what y'all's ring announcer at shows and stuff. Talk to me about this match a little bit. I want to ask you, Nick, and then I also want to ask you, Tony, about the match of Mr. Amazing, but Isaiah Frazier too as a champion. Do you feel like his cockiness is a little too ahead of himself and it's going to be a problem and Mr. Amazing will be able to catch one underneath? Or do you think this could possibly be Mr. Amazing's time?
Here's the thing with Isaiah. I've said this in private discussions. I've said this in other interviews. I hold to it. He is as close as I have seen to a old school champion. A lot of people say it's cocky. A lot of people say it's ego. It's confidence. Nobody's got the better of him. You may not love his methods, but you can't argue with the result. And there's moments in people's careers where they're challenged to have a defining moment, where they're asked to ascend to a next level. So when the possibility of this match became available for me, and I know I can speak for Tony on this because, you know, we had those conversations. It's Amazing's moment. Is he going to ascend? Is he going to go to the level that if you've spent 5 seconds watching him in the ring, you know he can achieve? Or is it Isaiah's time until he decides different? We'll know in 6 days.
And you were very right on that. And you know, I want to be as unbiased as I can, and I'm gonna say that Mr. Amazing is gonna wipe the floor with him, so we can get him on the show with that nice Eastern Shore title belt on a Sunday Spotlight episode. But I gotta give Isaiah Frazier a lot of credit to that. He's got that factor that he's gonna use any way possible to get a victory. And I think that's kind of what does make him stand out. I asked you the same question, Tony. What are your thoughts in regards to this match that y'all got? It's a big time match. You know, this is a newer title, I believe, that you guys brought into the forefront. What do you think needs to be done for Mr. Amazing, or you think Isaiah Frazier kind of just walks out with it?
You know, Frazier has definitely proved himself since day one. And, you know, he's not just, you know, cocky, but, you know, he's very confident. You know, he proved himself, you know, since day one that, you know, he's about winning championships. He's the man. This is his house. This is his home, right? Well, then you have Mr. Amazing, who is definitely a phenomenal athlete, right? So, and he earned that in February, Quest for Gold 1, to be the number one contender. It's going to be a good matchup. Honestly, it can go either way. But, you know, I'm excited personally to see the match. But like you said, man, Nick hit, you know, every pinpoint about Isaiah and Mr. Amazing. Like, they both are phenomenal talents, and you know, this is a big moment. It's not the heavyweight championship, but it is one of the first, you know, championships mid-card title that we debuted, and you know, he's going to be a year-long champion. He is a year-long champion. He is the reigning champion. Could he continue another year? Will he walk away Saturday? I don't know. You don't know. No one knows. But tune in to find out, right?
Nah, for sure. And I'm excited for it, man. I'm gonna get Clark on for a second because I know he's got a couple questions he wants to ask as well. So
I
Clark,
just had one quick
go
one.
ahead and
You
take
know,
it.
we've heard quite a bit here, but we've also got Irvin Legend on this same call, on this same podcast. And look, whatever happens between Frazier and Mr. Amazing, and anytime as a combat sports fan we get anybody with an A name and a Frazier on the same card, I'm thinking Ali Frazier, but it ain't quite that simple. Irvin, are one of those in the crosshairs coming up anytime down the road here, depending on the result?
As far as I'm concerned, they both in my crosshairs because I came here for one reason: to be the heavyweight champion of the world. Anywhere I go, I win championships. Prime example. So, you know, Isaiah Frazier, whether it's you or Mr. Amazing, it doesn't matter. Because once I step foot in your locker room and step foot in your ring, the ring is mine. So you better hope that you don't cross paths with me soon. Because if you do, you ain't gonna have nothing.
Now we're talking. I hear ya. I wouldn't want to be either guy, because I mean that's, you know, I got the goosebumps when it came to that one. That scared me. I want to
Clark,
be
you're
clear.
starting something. You're starting something, Clark. You're starting something.
Yeah, I'm just telling you, Irvin Legend's the type of dude that if we bumped into each other at a bar, he knocked my beer out of my hand, I'd buy him one and say it was my fault. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying when it comes to this.
Not arguing that point.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, no doubt about it. I'm not trying to start too much stuff, but obviously we've got a huge card coming up with Quest for Gold and everything. Beyond that, your thoughts? You came here to win a title.
Yes.
Your route there, is it just destruction?
Destruction, whatever you want to call it, but my main goal is to prove to everybody that I am the best talent to come from Virginia, DMV, whatever you call it, ever. And everybody on TV and every single promotion has been sleeping on me. So Intense Action Wrestling already feels like home to me, but the problem is there's too many people sitting in my home. So I'm gonna start evicting people out that home until I'm the last one there. So destruction, that's a perfect word.
Yes, sir. And sincerely, while we're on the subject, just because we're here, and I promise, Shadi, I'm gonna give it back to you for the more journalistic questions, but I love this stuff. So you've obviously worked in some of the bigger companies, right? You've done that in your past, and it's a little funky in both spots and whatnot.
Yep.
We all know what you bring to the table. Everybody that's on this show knows that. And if you're watching it and you don't know already, just hit Google, just figure it out, because you will eventually. But when it comes to those two, there was a big difference, and we had talked about this pre-show. Can you talk to me about some of that really quickly? Like when it comes to working with the big two, AEW and WWE?
So from my personal experience, I can't speak for everybody. This is my personal experience. WWE is more corporate. So when you were booked as anything but an extra, it's like out of sight, out of mind. You get there, take your vitals, take your blood work, turn the paperwork in. You get your script, you talk to the agents, and you pretty much stay out of sight and out of mind until they come and get you. You do what you were asked, and then you leave. When I went to AEW, it was way more friendly. You had, other workers coming up to me acting like I was employed there, eating catering with me, talking. I felt a little bit more relaxed, as if when you were in WWE, you're on the edge. I thoroughly enjoyed both experiences, but like if I had pen to paper right now, if I had pen to paper between AEW and WWE to sign, oh man, I would have to go with the corporate. I would have to go with WWE
Interesting.
because they're way more structured, and I enjoy more structured companies than having too much freedom, because too much freedom is not necessarily a good thing.
And I think that's completely fair, my friend. Like I absolutely think that's totally fair. And it is cool to think actually in today's modern era that there are multiple options when it comes to that, right? Because some of that creative freedom fits people different ways. The independent scene's different. There's all of that, and I really do appreciate your honesty when it comes to that. Like it's something I was really curious about. But I'm gonna bring Shadi back in. I know he's got more questions for everybody. Let's keep it rolling. Shadi, what's good?
Nah, man, I really like I like what you're brewing over there, man. Y'all might need to hire Clark as a writer or something, because he's stirring the pot pretty well, and now I kind of want to see my dog Irvin Legend get an opportunity for Who's Next. But speaking of Who's Next, I want to talk about the card a little bit. And you guys got a lot of big time matches on this card, and there's one match that I got to talk about. It's the IAW All Go. What is it? The All Go No Quit Championship. We got Kiyu Vandu, who is a pretty popular name out there. I believe he's worked a lot of aspects of different promotions, big promotions, whatnot. We got the homie Risk, who I've seen wrestle, a tough guy, very tough guy, and then we got Chris Caden. What kind of got y'all in with setting this match up in regards and picking these three gentlemen? Because triple threat matches are definitely amazing to see. Last night, we was watching AEW's triple threat match with Takeshita, Ospreay, and Ricochet. I want to ask you, Nick, what goes in the process with this matchup? What made y'all set up these three guys, and you as well, Tony?
Here's the thing with Risk and Caden. I say this out of love to both of them because I'm sure at some point this will get back to them, and Caden lives very close to me and knows where I live. To say they have a complicated relationship would be the slightest would be the most profound understatement you could make. They have been up and down the roads forever. They have been opponents. They have been partners. They have been in triple threats. I don't think there's been a match invented they haven't worked either together or against each other. They put the belt on the line recently, and ironically enough, on a show that I was running, and they both wanted it, and frankly, they scared the crap out of me, so I was like, yeah, you can have the match. Caden ended up winning the match, and is the current All Go No Quit champion. The first person other than Risk to hold that belt, by the way. And so that presented a bit of a unique challenge for us because we knew that belt was going to be defended coming up next week. And Caden had a match at the last show, and it ended a little wonky. The ref got hurt. I ended up having to restart the match. It ended up being a whole thing. So at this point, it seemed very simple that we needed to run that match back. Risk needed a shot at getting his belt back. And sometimes, you ask what goes into making that match. Sometimes it's one of those things where it just, it just works. It figures itself out. And honestly, in this case, it really just kind of figured itself out because there were 3 separate issues that needed to be addressed there with intertwined people. So I was like, well, and to be able to, and I'll let Tony speak on it next, to be able to go to the ring and hand the new All Go No Quit championship to whoever wins that match on Saturday is a very, very much a profound honor.
And yeah, I mean, Tony, speak on it in regards to this match, man. Like this title is one that is for the workers. It seems. I'm excited to see who does come out victorious with it.
So I will say, it's definitely one for the workers, right? All Go No Quit, plain and simple. But I will say, when the title changed hands, it was a definitely shock to me. I found out on social media probably later that evening or the next day, and I was just like, wait a minute. What? This is a surprise, right? So calling Nick up, we talked about it. He said, "Lay, I know. It was something that was discussed. We threw it on the card. It changed hands." I said, well, we're just going to make it interesting then. We're going to make it a triple threat because I'm pretty sure Risk won his opportunity to get the title back. Understand, it's not an official IAW championship. And let me make that clear. It's not an official IAW championship. It was a championship created by Risk.
Yep.
That we, decided to, use to, as another mid-card title just to, hey, it's All Go No Quit. It's about giving it all, never giving up, just how far can you go? So later on, talking to Risk, I said, hey, I would like to make it an official title. So he granted that opportunity, and we will be handing that new championship to the winner, and will now be officially recognized as the IAW All Go No Quit champion, which will be our secondary mid-card title. So there is a new belt. It will be handed to the winner, and I'm excited for it. It's a nice, pretty belt. And let me tell you, so it still means the same thing, but that title it's a championship that will be defended on every IAW show.
Okay.
Okay, it will be defended on every IWA show. So anybody, open challenge, someone comes up and say, "Hey, I want the opportunity," we're gonna make the match happen. So you can guarantee that title will be defended at every event, whether it change hands or not, who knows? But like I said, between Risk, Caden, Van Du, you're looking at a star-studded talent right there with all three of those guys to to compete for that championship and ultimately who will come out on top. And I am going to even give you a spoiler that will kick off our night. That match will kick off the night next week. It's going to kick it off. So it's going to be
man.
that
Hey,
match is going to
we
kick it
hear it
off.
first.
And here's another spoiler. Can you keep up with? Can you elevate? So that match is going to kick it off. Now you got to elevate that. So I'm excited.
Yo, I like it. I like it. And hey, man, y'all hear it first in the comments, man. We got the homie Bobby Petito putting out the flames for it as well, man.
Yeah.
We are going to have that kick off the show for the inaugural champion, if I'm not mistaken, right?
As an
Yes, so. What do
IAW
you say,
sanctioned
Nick? The
title.
inaugural. What do
As
you think, Nick?
an
Yeah, we're the
IW.
inaugural champions IAW, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's going to be big time.
One of the things that was very important to us, and I've had this conversation with both Risk and Tony, is we keep the spirit of the title. Irv can really speak onto this better than any one of us sitting here. When you work, I don't care if it's WWE, TNA, AEW, Indies, like what we do is a grind. It's brutal.
Mm-hmm.
We're in a car 8-10 hours on a run. We may have 2-3 shows a weekend. We're sacrificing time with our family, our girls, our significant others, our kids, if we have them. Like, it's to chase this dream. The sacrifice is real, and to have a belt that represents those principles, where no matter how hard it seems, like you don't quit, you just go. You put the work in, you make your dates, you do what you got to do to entertain those fans and that crowd. And to have a belt that encapsulates that and embodies that is really special to me.
I love it, man. And I think that's some of the realest stuff that you could even say in regards to that, man. Like these guys are putting a lot of time into it, and they're doing it. They're doing it for us, the fans, too, man. Like us as fans being able to have an opportunity to see these matches occur, man. I'm excited for it, and I'm excited for something that I'm about to do that's a little bit different because we alive, like I said, and somebody saw my dog Irvin Legend talk a little bit, talk about his match, and Nick, Tony, it's all business, guys. This is for the better good because we got a special guest that is gonna hop in. We got your opponent, and we got Clark also because he's excited for this.
I'm back. I'm on the Chicago side. I'm sorry. I've never met Jai, but I'm
going down next week. Irvin Legend versus Jai Cole. Jai Cole is in the building. What's going on, big dog? How you doing today?
What's going on, people? I'm back in the building on this Ravens Day Sunday, as you will. Ravens Day Sunday, victorious. Baltimore on the map again. What's going on with y'all?
Hey, we are good, man. We obviously got the legend that is Irvin here, and I don't know. Did you watch the beginning of the show? Did you hear what he had to talk about the matchup between you and him?
I did not. I just got the notification to jump on, so I decided to jump on. So if you can please give me an update on what was said.
What I said was, you know me, and I know you, and I've known you for a long time. We've never got to get in the ring together, so I was saying I was glad that I finally get to share the ring with you. But doesn't matter how much respect I have for you. Unfortunately, I have to make an example out of you. Now you talking about the Ravens winning? Ravens is my team too. So while they took a W, you gonna take an L next Saturday. You're good. You may be great, but you'll never be Irvin Legend, Jocko. I'm just letting you know that. It's all love.
Now, Jack. Now we are equal opportunists here, and we thought it would be important for you to be able to rebuttal to that prior to the match. So, what is your response to what he has to say, and what does he have to worry about next week at Quest for Gold 2?
See, he has a lot to prove, and what he has to prove is that he deserves to be in the ring with the big dogs. You know, he's ran all up and down Virginia, and probably that's about it. But he gets a chance to be solidified as one of the best in the business when he's stepping in the ring with the King Beast Shad Cole. So there's no way in hell I'm going to let somebody come into my yard, into my territory, and tell me they're going to come take over. It's not possible.
I want you to listen to something really closely. I've made my entire life defining the impossible. You just said I've only been around in Virginia. You couldn't be more wrong. I've been to Florida, Maryland, Texas, Massachusetts. Been to different states. You talking about this is your yard, you're the big dog. I've heard that a million times. But you know what they say about big dogs and old dogs that got hip displays and arthritis? They need to be euthanized. So next Saturday, you're getting euthanized. I'm going to put you out of your misery. You had a good run, but now it's time to end.
Oh,
Yeah, 100%.
Oh man,
he
Clark, you got
he
any
wants to put
questions
me on the
for these
shelf.
two guys?
I was gonna say, I mean, first off, I'm stunned because I cannot wait for this matchup. So, like, at the end of the day, I cannot wait to see y'all lock up, without question. Yeah, I don't have much more to add than it's a clash of titans here. Other than y'all are both Ravens fans, what in the world? Come
See,
on,
but the
guys.
difference is I'm a real Ravens fan. I'm actually from Baltimore. I'm
No,
actually
me and
from
Irv are both from Chicago, so
I'm from the
don't
mean
get me
streets of
started on that.
Baltimore, of West
I thought we were getting
Baltimore.
bear down.
You know what I'm saying? So
I was
he
a
don't know
Bear
nothing
fan.
about this over here. And I'm gonna put him and his manager in the hospital. That's
Oh,
gonna be that.
the best man in the world,
Because
Mr. Salazar.
he's already on one leg anyway, as I can see. He's on
You're
his
not
way
gonna,
out.
you're not gonna touch Salazar. I'll make sure that won't happen.
No chance. Can't get to him.
We'll see.
Yeah, we saw yesterday at Wrestle Dream. You know, the manager is like family, like Swerve said about Prince Nana. So he's saying that's his family. Hey man, look, I just gotta say, if y'all are in the DMV area, please pop out next week. Because this alone gonna have you excited for it. It's worth the entire money that you gotta pay for it off that match alone. But man, I'm excited for it, man. Jocko, I gotta ask you also, man. What I've seen you wrestle 2 times at the last 2 shows that I've been there for. You are definitely an imposing threat. You definitely someone that I'm not stepping to you in the ring at all if I had to. I'm not a wrestler or anything like that. But is there anything that Irvin could do with you in the ring? Like, is there anything that you need to worry about within his style of wrestling, or is this going to be a complete wash? In it, get in, get out type of ordeal.
On a physical level, he's not a threat. I would say more so on a mental level. That's the only kind of games he can play. But like I said, he's got the help I don't have. I don't need help. I don't need assistance. That's why I got rid of my manager 3 years ago, because I didn't need him. I don't need anybody. So at the end of the day, when he steps in that ring with me this Saturday, all this talking and interviews, and he better live up to all these expectations and put me out of my misery. I want somebody to put me out of my misery. You know what I'm saying? I'm waiting on it. I want to hand over the keys to the castle and say, hey, it's your turn. Until then, I'm going to just keep grinding.
You said I got nothing physically. When I've made my entire career chopping down giants, you're a big dude. And then you're more concerned about putting your hands on Salazar than stopping me. That's your first mistake. And guess what? You hit the nail on the head. You said I got a mental edge over you. I got a mental edge on anybody stepping in the ring with. Because once your mentality's gone, your body follows. And you make mistakes. And I thrive off mistakes. And what was the last thing you said? You said you want somebody to put you out of your misery, and you've been waiting on to have some company. Well, I hope you have a next of kin ready, because your entire career is going to be sitting in that morgue, old as hell, alone, with a bunch of what ifs. So I hope you're ready, Josh. I hope you're ready.
I'm more than ready.
That's so funny.
Okay.
I'm more than ready.
Okay.
I'll tell y'all one thing. I'm so ready for this match.
And we more than ready. And that will be the day that we will end the legacy of Irvin Legend.
We'll see. Everybody has said that. Everybody said that, and I'm still here.
I mean, now that we raised the intensity level through the roof for Saturday.
It definitely is intense and intense action wrestling.
Off the charts. I know Nick was chomping at the bit to get back into this, and he's got words on this. Absolutely. Let's add him back to the studio, and let me get off screen my.
Your thoughts on this, man?
This is what we're talking about. This, when you, as a promoter, as a booker, as a head writer, whatever term you want to use, when you got two, I know it's a popular term, but when you got two dogs who are as tough and as imposing as these two gentlemen are, and you do the work, you watch the footage, you do the tape work, like, how can this match not be a thing? How are... God help my ring. Actually, you know what? God help Tony's ring. Because this building ain't going to be the same when these two are done. And whoever's left standing, I don't know how you can't consider them at the top of the mountain here.
I think you're right. I think this match has big implications, and like you said, there's a quest for gold. Depending who wins this match, whatever champion is in that arena that night, I would probably be looking down and hoping that one of these gentlemen aren't, next up on your plate, because just off of, the confidence that they are talking with, man, I see a lot of bright things going on. I do want to get Tony back here, so I'm gonna we definitely gonna navigate and get him, and definitely get y'all back in for a second. Tony, man, what's going on, man? How you feeling right now about
my earpiece fell out? That lets you know that was very intense, and it's in the name. Intense action wrestling. Now you see why we created intense action wrestling, because that's what we're about, right? The intensity. This match is going to be a dogfight.
Mm-hmm.
And, I'm excited for it. And like Nick said, God help the ring, because and whoever else comes after that match, because I don't know what's going to be left. I mean, they're going to have to blow out the water. My goosebumps. I'm ready. I wish it was tomorrow. That's how ready I wish it was tomorrow. But that's
I'm excited. We less than a week away, man, and obviously we not even done talking about the whole card, because there's a couple matches I do want to get y'all's thoughts on and give a little bit of insight on. Obviously, here in Wrestling Republic, we really, put a strong emphasis on the ladies and women's wrestling, and y'all have a number one contender match against when it gets to go against the IW Women's Champion, Big Daddy Adriana. I've seen her wrestle at the last one. I think she wrestled Hollywood Haley J's mom,
yes.
Maria last card, right?
Yes.
She beat a vet. She beat someone who's been, at some of the highest statures, and she is no joke. But you got 3 quality competitors in this number 1 contenders match. We got Layla James, we got Leah Knight, and we got Jasmine Howe. I want to ask, what kind of made y'all pick these 3 ladies, and do y'all think they got a chance against Adriana? Because I don't know, man. I'm gonna be real with y'all. She kind of scary too. She is a dominant presence. I want to ask you first, Tony, thoughts on just the match itself, and then your champion is a big time player, man. We gotta definitely note that.
Again, when me and Nick put a card together, we look at who will be a good matchup opponents. But as I've seen these ladies in action, Jasmine Howe, she worked with us before. So has Layla James, who was on our inaugural show. Leah Knight, she's coming and making a name for herself throughout the Indies, quality champion level. And she's also a tough cookie, right? So these 3 ladies is going to tear it up. And I wouldn't be surprised if they blow it away from the male competitors, right? But Nick, who is the managing director, quote unquote, AKA the general manager of IAW, he's the one. The managing director has a lot on his plate because these ladies are grappling for an opportunity to become the inaugural women's champion next year against Adriana. And so whoever wins this matchup, they're going to have to bring it. But when I saw it out and saw these ladies, I was just like, this is going to be a good one. Each one of those ladies are doing their thing, well qualified to be in a ring with Adriana. And it's not going to be a cakewalk. Not at all. Not at all. So, Russo just going to be probably scratching his head all night. It's like, okay, what I'm going to do.
I dig it, and I'm familiar with Leah Knight. I've seen her wrestle at Deadlock Pro Wrestling. She's like you said, she's buzzing in the indie scene. And to me, she may be the favorite, but like you said, the other 2 women, they got that title opportunity is a big one. Nick, same question to you when it comes to this match. Obviously, what are your expectations in regards to the 3 competitors that you have booked in this match?
To answer the question you initially asked, did I initially think that any of them stood a chance against Adriana, whoever advances? No. Much in the same way that when I first saw our surprise guest Jai on our first show, I was like, well, that's a heavyweight champion, and if I don't like it, there ain't nothing I can do about it. And then Irv showed up. And when Irv walked through the door, when I saw Irv's footage, I was like, that's the guy. That's the dude. And when these 3 women came to us, sought us out, and wanted that opportunity, all of a sudden, doing the work, watching the footage, talking to other promoters, talking to trainers, I was like, yeah, whoever's tough enough to walk out of that, who knows if they'll be successful, who knows if they'll be our first women's champion, but they're going to give Adriana a hell of a run.
I dig it. And yeah, I'm definitely going to be tuned in to see who comes out victorious there, and maybe they might be able to change my thoughts. We got a big card, and I do want to
ask
a
question
y'all.
For you, Shad.
Go ahead.
Who do you think will come out on top? Who do you think will get the victory
in this triple threat match? I think I'm gonna go with Leah Knight. I think she's gonna, like you said, there's a sense of tenacity with her. that I've seen in her in-ring ability. I think she also has that by any means necessary type of drive to get a win. And in a triple threat match, sometimes just being the smartest and quick-witted person can get you to a victory very quickly. But I'm super excited for it. Like you said, it's gonna be one that is gonna be difficult because the chances are split between three people, right? And maybe she got stock math on her side. I don't know. Maybe she's got the odds that may benefit her. So we'll have to wait and see. And of course, man, it's I appreciate you guys always just allowing like the women showcase and do what they do as professional wrestlers too, because women's wrestling, is the a big backbone to professional wrestling in general. I want to get a couple quick big questions, and then I want to ask a couple questions to our other two guests as well. But
Yeah.
what with the card next week, what should fans be expecting in regards to it? Like when you come to an IW show, how can you guys explain that? And then Bobby Petito, who is an indie wrestling savant when it comes to knowledge, a friend of the show, he says Jasmine Hull is his pick. So that's how you made a good choice. But kind of explain what people can expect in an IAW show. We'll start with you first, Nick.
You can't come to an IAW show with an expectation. We will work until bell time and sometimes after to ensure that we are putting the best product that we can in that ring. We will be, I'm not saying we're going to be better in the landscape. That's not a discredit to any booker, any promoter, any company out there running right now. But we look at the landscape, we see what others do, and I strive for Tony to develop avenues, paths and lanes to be able to take this product in a new direction. Always evolve, sometimes rapidly, sometimes slowly. But you will be entertained. You will be engaged with our product. You will be connected to our talent. And you will have a truly memorable time, and you will be surprised.
I like that, and expect the unexpected is always the best to go in regards to it. Uh, Tony, same question to you. What can fans kind of can they expect the unexpected in it? But like, what do you bring into the IAW within shows? Like, what are your thoughts for next, especially next week's show? What do hope to see that comes out of it?
When I put these shows together, I think about the fans. I think about the experience. I think about the fans leaving with the thought of, I cannot wait till the next one. This show was awesome. Since we ran last July, the first show, and thereafter, I had fans come to me and say, this is one of the best indie shows that I've been to in a while. From the talent, from the presentation, the appearance, the action, the drama, the whole nine. And so that's what I look at, and that's what I do to make sure I give the fans an experience of a lifetime. Like Nick said, expect the unexpected. You don't know what you're going to get at an IW show, not unless you attend. We're not just your regular promotion company. It's in the name, intense action, and that's what we strive to work on to give that, because we want the fans to experience. They're taking a Saturday night with themselves and family coming out. They want to see some great action, and I want to make sure me and Nick come together and we provide that experience So, sometimes I don't even know what to expect. I'm gonna be honest. I don't even know what to expect. When these matches are put together, you know, I'll text Nick and say, "What do you think about this?" I'm like, "This match is gonna be this match is gonna be new heights, and I don't know what to expect because you put them together. You're like, it could go either way. So it gets my adrenaline like, oh man, who's gonna win this match? I don't know, right? So it's expecting unexpected. Like Nick said it best, not to take and discredit any other company, talent, anywhere in the world, what they do, how they run their ship. I focus on IAW. Me and Nick come together and put a game plan together to make sure, we give the audience, we give the fans a night of good, pure wrestling at its best, at its pure form. And so that's our mission as well. It's just to provide the best top tier quality talent and wrestling you can come to on a Saturday night, Northern Virginia, and you know, you just got to be there to witness it. That's all I can say. You just got to be there to witness it, and then you leave with your expectation. Let me know what you thought, what you expected. Did it achieve your expectations? So expect the unexpected, man. That's all I can say. It's full on. It's game on.
For sure, man, and I'm excited for it. Like I said, I'm gonna be in the building, man. I try to go to all the shows, and I've been to all the ones that I've gone to so far. I've been to 2 shows, and from experience, like I said, it's definitely something that is super fun, man. A good personal show. You guys have great turnarounds all the time. It's different types of people in the crowd. You see kids, you see young people, you see older people. People from different ethnic backgrounds, all of that. They all come into one place for the love of professional
And
wrestling, and I
and
love that
that's
you
what we do.
guys
Yeah.
provide that.
Thank you. Yeah, and that's what we do.
Yeah, and I love that you
It's
guys
it's
provide that.
it's for anyone. It's for anyone. It doesn't matter. It's for anyone. Kids, like you said, the 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 age range is from 0 to 99, right? So it doesn't matter. You're gonna come out. You're gonna enjoy good wrestling. We're trying to and even bring out those wrestling bugs that really are true wrestlers. They won't say they're wrestlers, but when they come to a show, they'll be like, "Yo, that opened my eyes up to something I've been missing for quite some time." So it's a family friendly event. We love doing it. We love putting on these events, when we can. And trust me, it's just going to be bigger from here. It's going to get bigger from here.
For sure, man. There is a question for you, Irvin Legend, in the comments. One of the friends of the show, constant comment about Tito, asking if there's a person maybe in the majors or maybe even in the indies that you would like to wrestle against in general, like you have like a dream opponent.
Yeah, I got a lot. You want just one?
You can get a couple if you want.
First one would be I've actually been trying to make this match happen, but every time I come close to getting it booked, he has too much stuff going on. Leo Rush is one of them. Major companies, MJF, Randy Orton, Seth Rollins, Miz. Seeing as how I wasn't fully trained by him, but partially I was trained by Tyson Kidd when I went to Florida for a little bit. So I think some of his workhorse guys would be cool. Chico Adams. I got a lot of people I want to work.
I like that, man. Hey guys, y'all hear that? Leo Rush versus Irvin Legend possibly on IAW would kind of go crazy down the road if we can see that happen. Leo Rush, a DMV guy, too, obviously killing it everywhere, man. But we are almost at the end of the show. I definitely want to just tell people next week, Saturday, October 19th, Quest for Gold 2. It is going to be at the Martin K.
The
Alley.
Manassas Boys and Girls Club. Yep.
Yeah, Manassas Boys Girls Club, 2601 Dean Park Lane, Manassas, Virginia. Y'all be out there if you are in the area. Follow everybody, all the IAW pages. Follow Irvin Legend as well. Support. And I'm just gonna give y'all each, a couple closing words before we end off the show. We'll start with you first, Tony.
I just want to say, first off, thank you. It's an honor to be here, Wrestling Republic with you and Clark. Definitely appreciate the opportunity to, spotlight IAW. But you said it. You said it. Saturday, October 19th, Manassas, Virginia. Come out. It's gonna be an explosive show. Um, I'm looking forward to the Irvin Cole match. To continue their feud and their unwritten story, I should say. Every match on the card is going to be explosive. Trust me, from beginning to end. And I just want to say, just come out. We appreciate everyone's support thus far, and we just continue to elevate, progress, and continue to intensify our events and give you the best quality talent that we can give you.
And it is the honor is ours, man. The honor is definitely ours. Nick, closing words from you, man, in regards to next week and whatever you want to shout out.
On a personal level, if I can, obviously, thank you guys. I have been blessed to be able to do a lot of cool things in my time in this business. I have been given opportunities that, if I'm being completely honest, I didn't deserve when I got them. I thank Tony, because to have the ability to say that in 6 days from literally right now, I will be standing in Gorilla for a show that I created. It's my vision, it's my, to quote the most iconic to ever do it, it's my dream. It's through my eyes. That's a debt that I'll never be able to pay Tony back. This is the biggest night of my career. And don't sleep on us. We're gaining momentum and we're building something damn special. That locker room is incredible. The production team is top notch. Shout out to my Gorilla Press Productions guys. We're building something magical. And to have support from you guys means more than I could ever express. So make sure you're with us next Saturday. If you're anywhere in the DMV or New York, because, that's where I'm heading from.
For sure, man. And yeah, bro, I commend you for being able to do that, man. Letting this vision come into fruition, and the card is incredible, man. So we're definitely excited for it. Irvin, man, any last words? We got the little face off with you, but plug anything you need to plug in as well, bro.
I got a few. First of all, I want to thank you guys, Wrestling Republic, for allowing us to come on here, showcase, our talent, our shows, storylines, all that. Thank you guys for personally having me on the show so I could, have a good time. Tony, I want to thank personally for bringing me on to this company and believing in me. He never turned me away. He never doubted me. He always gave me a chance. Nick, I'm looking forward to working with you. If I had to compare you to anybody just by how you talk in your mind, God rest his soul, but you remind me of Bray Wyatt in a sense in terms of creativity. So I'm looking forward to getting to know you better. Lastly, that brings me to my opponent next Saturday, Jai Cole. I want everybody to come out from the DMV to watch me annihilate that man. Talked all that mess on here talking about my time is up, yada, yada, yada. If y'all have seen the Lion King when Mustafa on the mountain and getting kicked off, that's going to be Jai Cole. So y'all come out next weekend and witness that.
Man, we are definitely excited for it. And then last but not least, Clark got a couple words he want to say. So I'm going to hop off this and let him.
I'm just saying, I'm already on my phone right now. I'm looking at flights. from Orange County to DC to be there. I can't appreciate you guys more for coming on the show and talking to us and what you guys are doing for professional wrestling with the creativity and just how quality the product is. It's the best thing. It's the best time to be a pro wrestling fan.
Right.
And there's
Yeah.
never been a better time. Intense action wrestling is something that needs to be checked out. I've never worked with somebody that's worked with intense action wrestling that wasn't an absolute all-star. That's everybody that I just met today, pretty much, right?
Thank you,
From
Clark.
Tony to Nick to Irvin, Mr. Amazing, Taylor Brooks, anybody involved, anybody around that scene are great people, and it's a freaking great show. I'm like, if I can figure out a way to fly out of California on Friday and get there for this show, I will. I assure you. And if you've got a way to watch it, and if you're in the DMV, go watch it.
You can
Go
follow
watch
us.
it. Don't be silly. There's no reason not to. It is one of the best things going in professional wrestling, if not the best. And this isn't a rankings show, but I'm just saying it's don't be silly. Go watch. It's going to be amazing. I mean, we've got Irvin and Jai. Like, come on. It's stacked. It's stacked. It is. Shad, obviously, if you want to jump back in, I was going to bring us to the end of the show, though. If you want me to take us home.
Real quick. You can go
right
follow us, IAW Pro, on
Yes.
our wrestling, on our socials, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and check out the YouTube channel where you can see all of our events from last year, from when we had to compete against WWE, who was 15 minutes down the road at the Eagle Bank Arena for their event. We ran against them and we still had a good turnout. Go check that out. All of our shows are up on our YouTube, IAW Pro Wrestling. Go subscribe. You can check out last Quest for Gold 1 event. And let me tell you, thank you so much. And we definitely appreciate any and everyone's support who is behind us and who's going to continue to ride with us. We really do.
Absolutely.
Yeah, man. I'm going to be in the building next week, man. I'm super excited for the card. And yeah, thank you guys. Thank you for all of y'all in the comments, rocking with us. And yeah, we will be back. And I will have a breakdown for you next Sunday from the IAW show for our spotlight when we do our regular show. Because I'm going to let y'all know I'm putting the topic out there already. My spotlight for next week will be Intense Action Wrestling's Quest for Gold 2 event, and I'm gonna give y'all a breakdown about it. And
I think
we gonna break it
I
down.
have the authority to say this, Shad. We're doing a special edition breakdown episode. That's on the docket. I don't care what Ben says. That's happening. That's exactly what we're doing.
Follow us.
There's no other way to go about it.
Linktree.com/IAW Pro. It has everything with all of our socials. Linktree.com IAW Pro. From tickets to upcoming events, website, everything is right there. Linktree.com IAW Pro.
As soon as you get exhausted with that library,
right there for y'all,
and
man. Right there
tickets,
for y'all.
That one right there. As soon as you get exhausted,
even if you can't be in attendance, just try to take it to support, man. Sometimes that's
the
least that people could do. Yeah. Thank you, brothers, again, man. And yeah, this has been a special edition of Sunday Spotlight.
It's been a great show, guys.
Easy.
Thank you. Great show. It's been an honor. Appreciate it. Shady, we see